Hello, welcome back. Last time I hammered away a bit at logic board and had some code that I liked, but wiring was impossible. I'm gonna go ahead and just say, yeah, there's no way that I'm getting 4 connections to all 4 of these, plus 2 to this, in this amount of space, with this rudeness here. Wire, no wire, wire, no wire, wire. I hate this layout so much. So one thing I was thinking about, though, is perhaps I could... let's see what it would look like if I use 2 of these, basically. Probably would not look good, but... maybe I'd be surprised. How would that even lay out? So who just checksum? Is it you? It's you. I'd love it if my checksum could stay the same. This goes away entirely, so the nicest thing is that this is just literally gone if I have 2 of these. Okay, well that's gained me 2 rows in theory. I can't put this anywhere over here. Oh, I can put it here. Okay, I can put it there and connect to that side of it. This still doesn't look good to me, but it's almost close to plausible. So let's say you do that there. Let's say you would be... okay, so we already have an impossibility here. So the only way this would happen is if I do this. It is? Oh, right, it is. Okay, sure. And, well, but then that makes this impossible. Yep, you can't both escape here. There's no escape. Is there some sneaky way I could maybe... no. Nope, nope. It has to... oh, hang on. But this can go... oh, no, it can't because of P0. Oof. Yeah, already. The nightmare continues. Now that I kind of partially like, because it does this, it does this. I can get that in there easy, and I can do this and it's okay. Alright, that's almost plausible. I'm gonna need a bunch of more stuff, but this is a start. Okay, so yeah, you want to use all of those. Okay, so what do you do? What would this code look like? Selects X2. Here, just delete that all. So I want to write to each one of these. So it occurs to me that in order to save an address pin, I could write some -999s here. So if you are normally... okay, so I want to get this up to 28. If 22 means 24, then 26 means 28. Sure. So you write a few stray 999s. Sure. Okay, so you move X2 to X1. You need to be able to read an address line, don't you? Okay, well, let's say you count. Well, if I'm doing this... no, I specifically need the extra values in order for the address pointer to overflow back to 0. Okay, so 28 times you're going to do this. Move 28 ACK. Loop. TLT ACK 14 plus move x to x1 minus move x to x3. Sub 1, let's do this the more efficient way, I guess. Okay, well, that doesn't look so terrible. Alright, so for writing the data, bank switching is alright. Okay, do I believe in that logic? Hold on, is less than 14 correct? No, very not. So if I want it to go here first and then here, I don't know if that's what I want, but if I want that, then what? Like, not having to pack and unpack digits, like unpacking the digits was the real problem. Packing them was fine. Yeah, so I was able to pack very compactly, but unpacking was near impossible. I actually feel like there's a lot of promise to this. Not counting my eggs just yet, but it does look pretty darn good to me. This is like 27. Okay, so 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14. Yes, I counted backward, it's fine. Okay, TLT AC 14 is completely fine. Tech AC 0, sub 1. Can I run this? Something's wrong with your I/O pins. It's not even... Okay, there we go. Yeah, okay, sure, you have the wrong I/O pins, so X0 changes to X1 and vice versa. Okay. And you do all that reporting. Bunch of negative 999s. Okay, so I did a frame, I did another frame. Okay, Logos says nothing, Telos says 1. Logos says nothing, X1 AC, you get the 1. Move AC X2, okay, you get the 1. So you're gonna pump, great. Tech AC negative 999. Move 1 X1. You get the 1, so we're reading from this bank. And then you're going to get the 1 back. So the 1 goes here-ish or something? Uh-huh. Move X2, X3. Okay, there's a 1. Sure. That's an E. Looks cool to me. So you read all of those. You got 3 negative 999s at the end. 3. Yes, 25 values. 24 data plus 1 checksum. Okay. You got there. Pointer wrapped around, pointer wrapped around. You're done, you go to sleep. Okay, good, so that part works. Actually, yeah, isn't this just mostly pretty much fine? Like, you're a little short on instructions. I might need a helper to feed them to you in the right order. But I think this has a lot of promise to it. I might be able to get this done. Okay, so the data lines need to wire to someone somewhere. That might not be trivial, especially this one. How does that escape? I'm not sure yet. Okay, so can you just read directly from these? So these two are going to have to communicate. Oops, let's see, sure, let's say x1. Oh, and right, so move 0, x1, sure. More likely that's going to be 27. I'll tell you how many times to do the thing. Can you use your AC? I don't think you can. You're going to need an address line, aren't you? No, you can't. Okay. So some trickery will have to be done to skip those last 3 -999s. I'm not so sure about how that's going to work yet. Add something. Okay, let's say I wanted you to be the bank switching thingy for this. You'd connect like that. You'd connect like this, I guess, and like this, and you're out of connections already. Sure, you can get to the... Well, actually, that might be okay, now that I look at it. So you expand the I.O. to the data line of this, and you don't even use your X3. Except you do. You do to write to the data line. That's fine, yes. Yes, that works. Okay. X3 to data, X3 to data, X0 to data, X1 to data. So this tells this to wake up, then this tells this to wake up. I think this is okay. Oh, okay. This is quite promising. So nobody ever talks to an address line. That saves me a lot of wires. All my wires are connected. All my wires are connected. This has completely solved the problem I had last time. It's just that I need to fit instructions in here now. Yeah, you don't use your X2. It's occupied by that. Okay. I'm feeling good about this. Move X1, X3. Okay, so you will SLX X1 and do almost the same thing here as... Like this code's almost identical, isn't it? What? What do you mean? Copy, paste. Yeah. Oh, I probably selected to here with the extra new line. 27 AC, TLT AC 14, move X 0, X1, move X, or X, yeah, 1. Move X3, X1, right? So you still can't handle skipping over the -999s. You don't have the instruction space for it, so you're gonna have to do that. How? You don't have a line to any of the data there. Oh, you do to this one! Okay, so if... Okay, so your X2 is this. Okay, now hold on. So it doesn't really work. No, you just have to... Hold on, what you actually need is a... No, you count. You don't need an address line or anything. Okay, so how can I reorganize this logic for this? It's pretty suited already for... Wait, X1, are you sure? That's X0. No, it's not. X0 is the data line. Right, okay, so now it is X1. That's right, because you... This thing communicates here. You wait an X1, then move the X1 to X3. X3 communicates here. You wait an X1. Okay, so this 27 goes all the way in here and in here. Sure. Read add X1. No, add X3. What's all this? X09. Okay, right, so that was checking the address when I had packed data. So this is checking if you're done. Let's defer that. I'll check if done later. So then sub X3. Yeah, let's just mostly rewrite this. Well, no. Okay, so I need to know if I'm done. How will I do that? Perhaps by move x3 dat, add dat, tech dat -999. Maybe. That's too many lines to fit here right now. Can I do better? This is pretty close. The problem is the trailing 999s. It'd be best if you just didn't even send them. Tech AC 0. Jump weight. 0x2. Okay, this goes away. That's address management. 23 AC? Right, yeah, okay, so you're counting. So the loop is just move x3, x0. Tech x0 minus sub 1 minus jump loop. Okay, so things are real tricky here. I need to really squeeze in 3 extra reads. You can do 1. Wait, no you can't. Move 27x1. Oh, okay, so that's a remnant of this. This doesn't exist. X1 X1, no, yes, X1, yeah. That's X1. Move X1 X, so that's your count value. DLT X14, move X0, so it's a bank switch. Take X0, and so on minus jump loop. Plus is unnecessary because of that, so that's fine. Move. What's the second one? So you're counting down, so the second one is x0. So that's 1 extra read. From that, yes, x0, the one that's connected here, that's good. So that discards one of the 999s. To do that, I need to do this to make sure you land at 0 at the appropriate time. Okay, yeah, so how do I check if done? Is there any possibility of using simple pins? No, there are no simple pins anywhere that can be set for that. Yeah, so I think this last lingering problem is what's going to kill this attempt here. If I do this... No, that doesn't work. So right, hang on. So there are two different things I can do. I can, in two places, ignore -999 here, both when summing and when sending out to here. Or I can somehow have you read 3 extra times. If you had 2 more instructions, I could do it. Don't think there's trickery I can do to eliminate this jump loop, to like disable these under some conditions, right? Doesn't look like it to me. I can't like sneak these away somewhere. Okay, so if this were to come out, well, maybe it can stay there and you can just do 2 nulls. That means I need to get 4 more instructions in here, doesn't it? Because like, what you have here is pretty accurate, isn't it? Select X1, move X1, X3. Read, move X3 dat. Add dat. Tech dat -999. Minus sub X3. Yeah, so when you get there, you're done with the checksum. When do you move ACT to 0? Oh, here. In that, well... Not exactly. Yeah, okay, so additional problem. Failed checksums will put a stale value into ACK here. And the next iteration will not work because of it. X3 dat, sub X3. Minus jump read. Okay, so tech ACK 0. See if your checksum is 0. If it's not, then you gotta wait. Yeah, no, I got 2 unhandled things. Or no, it's actually here. These last 3 values aren't gonna get skipped. Hang on, right. They won't get skipped, but they will get passed along to this. $26, right? 26? 26. $26 sounds wrong. That should be 27, and this was going to be 26 or something. Okay, now hold on. Okay, so so yeah, when I detect the end of that, why? No, I do this here. Add that sub X3. No, that's not right, because you need to stop after. Yeah, because this does 2 in a row, so the test needs to be in between. Sure. So it is after an add that I will get a -999. I know that. 2 values need to be discarded out of this after that. Why couldn't this just be 3 more values? That'd be so much friendlier. Okay. Like, I think I'm up against a brick wall right now, right? You're using ACK for checksumming, therefore you cannot count with it. On the second one, you can count. Why is TechAC 0 jump weight here? Okay, right, yeah, so that's seeing if the checksum passed. So if the checksum passed... the checksum didn't pass, you just go here and do nothing else. Yeah, so then nobody to empty out, well, these three values. Move 23 ACK. X3, X0. 23? What the heck is 23? That's not the right number for anything. 24 might be the right number. Move X3, X0. Take X0, minus a 1, minus jump loop. Yeah, that's the best I'm gonna get. I somehow just have to truncate out the negative 999 values. How? Let's see. If I just pretend... let's see if this works for... wait a second. That would almost kind of work, if not for the fact that I have to read this twice. If I only wrote it once and read it once, well, that would only work if I just, you know, let it shift by 3 values each time, if I were using the opposite side of the data and address pointers. Okay, you could go to D1. I could move this left a bit. This D0 is inaccessible, though, and there's nothing I can do about that. That's impossible to solve because of this. Unless maybe like if I'd swap this and this, but I don't think that's happening. And even then, I still don't think that's happening. Okay, but yeah, so let's pretend for a bit. All my 27s become... wait, why are you a 24? Because I want to do 25 right now. That's 24. All my 27s become 24s. So yeah, if you just don't even write the things, let's see what you do. I can click faster than I can hit the key, apparently. I guess I could break point here. Why did this happen? Oh, no, it's actually this one that doesn't go all the way. Okay, so this is where the negative 999s go. Alright, that's fine, whatever. Why is that going to X1? Because I typed the wrong thing, I guess? That's supposed to be... wait, what is that supposed to be? X0. 24. X1. X3. Oops. 24. X3. X1. Okay, so my 14s are also weird because of reasons. Yeah, no, okay, so hang on. Let's change it back. So let me answer this question. Does this do the correct thing other than the fact that it, that there are 3 extra values? Wait, you got stuck? Why? Ah, because of this. So yeah, negative 999's landed there, as expected. The data pointers are back at the start. Feels like I have the right idea here. This is closer to working than my digit packing implementation was, I think. You are outputting 100 to the Telos pump. That's what I like to see. X1, X3. Okay, so you get it 27. x3 comes in on dat. I do have this check in here, which is necessary for you to know when you're done. Ah, so those almost come in handy. Almost. There might be something I can do. Yeah, okay, I have some ideas. I don't love them, but I have some ideas. Okay, so you added 1, you're gonna sub 3. Right? You did it. Okay, jump read, sure, keep on reading. So that'll check sum up the whole thing. So I'm gonna advance to there. Okay, so data pointer's back, data pointer's back. Dat is negative 999. Wait, how is this data pointer back? Oh, no, that one's stuck there. There? How did it get... Ah, because it read one of those. Okay. Wait, so that... take that, negative 99. Hack is 0, checksum passed, as it was supposed to. You're still looping. You're going to move this to x1. Negative 999, sub x3, move 27 ACK. Move x3, x0. Okay, so it's first going to write a negative 999. Just one of them? Interesting. You're sleeping because I never woke you up again. Okay, so why was it off by 1 instead of 2? There should have been 2 negative 999s clogging up the works, but there was 1. Okay, so a couple of things going on here. No, not this 27. Let's try changing this to 26. Or no, let's try changing this to it's not x3, it's x0. I feel like that gets me closer in a surprising way. Wait, where did my breakpoints go? Did I modify both the lines that had them so they disappeared or something? I don't know. Okay, so let's actually watch this. X3, now you switch to X0, other bank, sure. X0, X1. 8. 26. 26. Ah, because it's subbed. Okay, so that just did the wrong thing. Whoa. Okay, that did mess up AC. It's sub negative 999, therefore doing that. Okay. But if it does it twice, then it still destroys the value. Of course it does. Wait, you added it. Well, it still destroyed the value. This is going to cause incorrect checksums if I do it that way. Appending 3 zeros on there, though. If I could translate them to that... I can't, but if I could... So I decided the checksum passed, but it was illegitimate. Checksums will incorrectly pass this way. If they're in the positive. And you're asleep now because this never had any code to wake you up again. Could I have you always loop twice? And have you discard those values if the checksum fails, moving them to null instead of this? And also use that to discard the negative 999s at the end? The answer is obviously no. That's way too much logic to fit into a microcontroller with 0 spare lines. Did this do anything useful? You're here. It did, kinda. Alright, so those 2 extra add subs. It's funny that I can almost get away with that. If these 2 were zeros instead of negative 999s, I kinda could, almost? It's funny how close this is to working. I feel like I have, well, I still feel like I have no wiggle room, but, like, the room that I've wiggled into is closer to where I need to be than this was. There's just no room to put anything. Like, nothing more can go in here. I'm at my limit. And again, it's closer, but not close enough. I think if you could be MC 6000, I could fit what I needed in here. You could just run 24 times. The extra 5 instructions would let me discard... Would they? There's nowhere on this board to put a note. There might be somewhere. Here, okay. Okay, so these would both move to DAT. Alright, so the additional instructions would be move DAT... No, hang on. Tech DAT negative 999 minus move DAT x1. Okay, so that's 2 extra lines. And then that's literally it. Yeah. Okay, so the 2 extra lines there, and register, would do this. Yes, okay. So my mission is to make you an MC 6000. What would that do to your pins? Possibly some bad stuff because of the way this crosses. Yeah, that might be bad, actually. Over here you'd be okay, maybe, but like... So how could that even hypothetically fit, though? Alright, so more failed attempts at wire rerouting later. I've determined there is absolutely no way you can ever be an MC6000. It is just impossible, and still, I hate this column. This is just the worst thing here. Required, or no. Impossible, required, impossible, required, impossible, required, impossible. So like, this can't go anywhere in this column, thereby making it impossible to get anything 3 wide in here unless I had an MC4000X that used only 2 of its pins on the rightmost spot. And then something that only used 2 of its pins on the leftmost spot. That could be one of these, but anyway, so that's not happening. But I saw something else I could try. So this only uses its X1 line for one little thing, and what if I did that? Did this? So you get a line to the address of this now. So you SLX X1. When that happens, you don't actually do anything with it. You move 0 ACK, because that needs to be reset anyway. You, since your next action is clearing this IO line, so you'll wake up from that, but you won't actually do anything with it, because these instructions will happen at the same time. This is the one that'll get the data there. And then you'll communicate back on X3, you'll be done with it. So yeah, I'm overloading X3 a bunch. I think, yeah, both of these SLXs will reliably wake up there, and this one will reliably clear the IO line. So I was thinking, doing some trickery with like multiple XBus connections, like daisy chaining like this, was going to end up being necessary here. This is a very simple form of it. It's very reliable. I don't need arcane implementation techniques. All I need to know is the timing. I can do that at least. So I fit in the instruction to reset your ACK. Okay, now let's not do any -999 handling here. How did I do this back in the sound logic? You checked the address line. Oh. And you can do that too. Okay. I think this is it. I think this is going to solve everything for me. So, the number that will move here is 24. Yes, okay, I have a good feeling about this. I worry about running out of space here, but I think I might not run out of space. There's no doubt you're going to add X3. And again, yeah, that'll be the second instruction after this. You're the first instruction after that, so you clear the IO line. You only get the one message, and you're going to send some back, and you're going to get it. Okay, great. So here, tech X1 11, and conveniently, I wired to this one, which does happen to be the one with the trailing -999s in it. Alright, so the lower number here means your reads will stop there. Having the address line means you can both use it for testing, saving some lines, and send values to it, skipping the -999s. Minus sum x3, minus jump read. Take x0, minus jump wait. Okay, you're still short an instruction or two. You'll need to move 0 to x1. You'll need to move something to x3. But you don't need to count. You do not need to count. Move 24 to x3. I think I'm going to be one line short. Oof. Move x3, x0. No, I kill the sub 1. Tech x1, 11. Minus jump loop. Move 0, x1. It fits. It fits. This is my logic, isn't it? This might work. Okay, so let's go over it. with a fine-tooth comb, as they say. So nothing changed in the wiring here. I know all of this is fine. I know all this is fine. Nothing changed there. So 24 goes out in X0. I'm pretty confident in this, except that needs to be an X3, sure. So that's what wakes you up. That wakes you up. X1 goes to AC. So yeah, you are counting, and that's fine. You bank switch. Okay, so now there is a little problem here. This needs to change to 11, which is completely fine. Okay, I'm glad I went over that. TLTAC2... What? So one jump loop. Okay, yeah, so... Get a 24. First 14 of them come from X1. No, from X0. No, from... Okay, here, I'm just confusing myself with that. From X3. That D's airline, great. The next 11... The next 11 come from X0. Both go to X1. When you've counted all the way down to 0, then you stop looping. Great. So, you've awoken, you've reset your thing, so that solved that problem. You add the incoming value, see if this has landed at the address that would mean it's done. If it hasn't, you sub and keep adding until this lands where you expect it to land. See if your checksum passed. If it didn't... Okay, so one little tweak here. Yeah, okay, you do need to do that. Great. Because if the checksum didn't pass, you still got to do this unconditionally. Okay, that's great. Tell this to read 24 more, so repeat that again to here. It wakes up, it does the thing, move X3, X0, tech X1 at 11, same detection, minus jump loop, move 0, X1. It's perfect! That was a very, very loud clap, I'm sorry. I was excited. It's perfect. It's perfect. It's perfect. Skip that, skip that, skip to here, because all of that's the same. Okay. See, okay, so every once in a while I'll clap into my microphone to tell myself during video editing later that, hey, you need to pay attention to something that's happening at this point even though I'm not talking. So instinctively when I'm in front of my microphone, I do a really loud one right in the microphone, so that's why that was how it was. Anyway, right, so anyway, we do the checksum. Let's just... Well, let's not skip. Let's skip to, nothing. Not gonna skip anything. I'm gonna watch this pointer move, watch the checksum go up and down. This pointer move. So interesting things happen when this becomes 11, right? That's 11. You're 0, you're done, that goes there. You reset the pointer, it resets. Checksum was 0, so it passed. So you do another 24. Start writing values. It's happy. Oh yeah. And you know what? I'm just going to trust this. It looks right to me. It looks right to me. Everything's perfect. I hit the breakpoint again, that's fine. I don't even need to see a failing checksum. It's gonna work. It worked. It worked. I did it. I did it. I did it. I did it. Take that. Ha. Ha. All right. The impossible space to pack into. Turned out that doing 2 bank switches... All right, so I just learned to do bank switching really well. Oh, boy. All right, so a very common solution does better on everything. Indicating that there's clearly some big trick that I missed here. It's something to do with wiring, like some fancy X-bus technique to not have to deal with what I dealt with there. Maybe there are more places where I could do this like double wake-up thing on a line. I just did it in the one place. Maybe I could have stretched my wires a bit further by doing that, but you know what? I am extremely happy with this. This is fine. It solves the puzzle. That's the important part. Now we need as many of these as possible, as fast as we can make them. Enzo? We're spinning up multiple facilities now. Anything not making bare essentials will be pulled into this. Net Huns should be a go very soon. Okay, the final step. So this is maybe actual last puzzle. Okay. So that nightmare's behind me. Several more nightmares still ahead, I imagine, because I have Puzzle Vault. This is probably going to be even harder than this, I would imagine. What a horrific experience of just this. I hate this layout right here, this column. This just the rudest thing here. But I do like having to have been inspired to do all these different things. The double bank switch, instead of digit packing, did end up working out, and it just barely fit. So yeah, this whole thing was a line and wire optimization exercise, really. This is probably the part of the board where the most improvement could be made. People probably did something cleverer over here. I don't know what, but something somehow. I feel like there's some unnecessariness here. Like, for example, these two near identical things. I could probably do better than that. You're not even using your P1 and P0, could you? Well, I needed separate counters there, so no, I did need those registers. I don't know. I'm just going to be happy with my solution here. Maybe someday I'll look at other people's, but see, like, people have sent me solutions for other puzzles, and weirdly, somehow I don't get as much out of those as I feel like I should be able to. Like, I'll read them and go, oh, okay, that's cool. I guess I could go to the effort of typing them in and, like, stepping through in the thing and seeing how they work. But I don't know, just like, somehow I'm not all that curious why most people's graphs look like this. I mean, this is not that uncommon. This is not unheard of. This exists. Somebody did it with a lot more lines of code. They somehow fit more microcontrollers on here. Like, I can fit 6 more lines of code. I don't have a reason to, but I can. Like, where do you put more microcontrollers? Maybe those are digit packing solutions instead of bank switching? I don't know. Let's do this. And this was literally nothing, so that goes away. Well, cool. Check it out. I did perhaps the penultimate Avalon City puzzle. This is definitely going towards some big conclusion here. Okay. See you next time to open this up and see what kind of nightmare awaits me within.